Hi, Void. I'm Merwin, erotic horror writer, but now literary fiction writer because I finished my first draft of my first novel. And now I'm rewarding myself with an author channel. So I will actually go through the process of taking it through the next drafts and then taking it through querying. So I have previously been published. It's a short story, it's erotic horror. Let me plug Scissor Sisters somewhere over here because every story in this book is a work of art and I'm honored to be included. But I have finally finished my heart baby, like the book of my entire soul. And before I get into that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a mother of three. I am pansexual. I am far left, if you can't tell by looking at me. So if you don't like that, you can skedaddle. Where am I at now in the process? I finished the first draft. It's at 93,000 words. Now, I did zero draft at first, which is just like a really fleshed out outline. But my first draft actually has a different ending because that's how that works. And I printed it out at double space, and I'll show you that. And just a little tip for authors out there, when you're going to print your manuscript, it is very cheap to put it on KDP and then print it as a proof and just not let it go live. I don't know if there's any negatives to this. Seem like it because I got my manuscript, which is this double space printed out for like $10. Now it has a cover maker, but obviously you don't want a pretty cover because this is draft one. I don't want anybody to read this. This is for me, and it's double spaced, so the 348 pages are now like 700 pages. So it's not really this big. It's not part of the orange tree big, it's big because it's double spaced. So that way it looks like this. So that I can go in and write notes whenever I am getting ready to go through draft two. So yes, that's where I am in this process. I'm trying not to read it. So I'm trying not to read it. I'm trying to wait a month and start working on this YouTube channel and do some other creative stuff that I want to do. And then I'm going to go back and read it and I'm going to make notes and then I'm going to plan draft two. And I already know there are some things that I need to add in, some changes to the cat that needs to be foreshadowed at the beginning, some things that need to be completely cut. I think I have a character that needs to be completely thrown out. And then once draft two is done, I'm hopefully going to be looking for alpha readers. I'll start with my direct friends and then maybe some writer friends on the internet who like this genre of books. It's not an easy read, I will tell you that. It's not an easy read. Um, and then maybe another rewrite and then straight to querying. I am going to try to traditionally publish this book because I want it to be, edited well and all of those things that I am just not experienced enough to do. I'm a baby author. I've written a lot, but not anything up to like, publishing quality besides some of my short stories. So we'll see how that goes. For now, I have this big bad boy. See that horrible cover that I made? I didn't want people to buy it. But this is it. This is my work, It's my heart and soul right here. And so now I'll be able to make it better and better, hopefully. My picture on the back. I even put my picture on it, which is goofy, right? That's goofy, but it makes me happy. You got to make yourself happy. Make yourself happy. This channel's going to make me happy, and the book makes me happy, and being able to hold it and like smack myself with it makes me happy because writing is so lonely. It's such a lonely job, and you cannot communicate what you want your story to be to another person to make them understand. What worked for me was seeing how other authors worked. I don't think that there's one process that's going to work for everybody. When I first started writing, I was a pantser and I couldn't finish anything. I would get like a lot of steam and then I'd be like, okay, I'm done. So I had to kind of figure out how plotting worked for me and what story systems worked for me to get this on paper. When it comes to writing, keeping my brain organized enough for me to work through like a system, is how I have to do it. So maybe that'll work for you. Maybe I can just build a community of other people who like darker stories, who like gritty, uncomfortable characterizations of people and situations. I'm talking Otessa Moshfegh. I'm talking Melissa Broder. I'm talking Mona Awad. Um, I'm so sorry if I butchered those names. I'm an author, but I shouldn't be a speaker. I don't, or a speller. Um, I want my work to be a reflection of the grossest things that women have to endure and do. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what I'm here for. I want to be shelved with Otessa Moshfegh. That's crazy, but that's what I want. All right, with that little intro out of the way, I'm going to start talking about Pet, my novel. So if you're here for writing videos, I'll see you next time. But if you want to hear about this story, stick around. I'm going to talk to you about it a little bit. I thought I wanted to write dark fantasy, and I think I do. I grew up on fantasy. I think I do want to write that, but I think I have too much feminine rage to be comfortable in the fantasy world right now. I need to put these topics onto paper. And that's what Pet does. Pet is kind of my passion story. It follows Blue, who is dealing with not only her husband having an affair, but him having a addiction. And that coming out very slowly while she's being gaslit into thinking that it's not real, while dealing with the fact that she is a stay-at-home mom. She's a stay-at-home mom who comes from a very traumatic background, who doesn't know what real love looks like. And in a lot of ways, she's very comfortable. And it is that exploration of comfort versus disrespect versus, men's overconsumption of the internet and of women in general, historically, forever. Um, but it's not anti, it's actually pro. Blue is from the industry, but now that she's had two kids, her body is different and she doesn't feel like she could support herself in that way, which adds another depth to her situation with her husband buying this content because, of course, she wants to support that. She wants to support other women. So we get to watch her kind of grapple with this while kind of turning to bad coping mechanisms, alcoholism, blurring what's real and what's not real. And then we have the cat, whose influence is honestly kind of unsettling, very Lovecraftian, Poe inspired, that makes you question what is real and what is Blue's narrative because of this abuse and how she's going to handle it when confronted with her sister, who she also doesn't quite have a safe relationship with. I'm sorry, I'm blabbing. I'm blah 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 blabbing. So if you like that, or you just want to watch somebody else creatively spiral for the sake of their art, maybe I'm your woman. I don't know. I also do creative photography. You can follow me on Instagram to see that. I might post some videos about how you can take kind of fantasy looking pictures yourself because I feel like I've learned that and I could share that with you. I will catch you guys next time. I think I'm going to make a like step-by-step guide about how I'm going to take notes as I go through reading this so that I don't make myself crazy with editing because so much of this is going to get cut. So look forward to that and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.